All right. Once again, I'm live. I got Shaq. Hold on. Hey, what's going on, man?
Peace, peace. Mic check, mic check.
Yeah, you good? What's going on? You all right?
Oh yeah, man. You know me. Slow motion.
Yeah, it is going in slow motion. Well, actually, it's going in fast motion. Got a couple things I got to discuss tonight. They're going actually quite a bit. Well, no, it's probably about five key topics. Got to bring up this letter I got from Paul from Chicago.
Oh,
A couple other things. Um,
wow.
but let's get to this nonsense right here. YouTube. Let's see. Um, no, that's too long. That's too. I'm not gonna play 28 minutes of it. Biden he urges the UN to stand up to Putin's naked aggression. So India last week, they had a Biden told them to stand up to Russia, and they didn't do it, and now all of a sudden India got a virus over there. So go figure that out. Um, I'll play that later. But let's get to this thing. Oh, okay. What's up, Donald? All right, man. I'm gonna play this for you, Shaq. What you think about this, man? Hold on, man. What you think? Talking about this fighter.
Military lost track of a Marine's F-35 fighter jet after the pilot ejected. Following a day of intense searches, the Marine Corps says debris from the F-35, similar to the one pictured here, was found yesterday in Williamsburg, South Carolina. That's about 2 hours northeast of Joint Base Charleston. The Marines are pausing all flight operations for 2 days. Christina Ruffini has the latest.
The Marine Corps says a mishap caused a pilot to eject from an F-35 fighter jet like this one over South Carolina Sunday night. While the pilot was quickly and safely recovered, the almost $80 million aircraft built to evade detection did just that and went MIA.
Officials with Joint Base Charleston say they're still looking for a fighter jet.
At one point, Joint Base Charleston even asked the public for help, looking for any information to help recovery teams, as air traffic data from Flight 24 shows other planes apparently searching for the rogue F-35. Crews eventually found the crash site Monday night, but how does one of the world's most advanced aircrafts go missing?
It's a bit of a mystery, but this is very much a one-off event.
Admiral James Winnifield is a former vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
The F-35 is a very stealthy airplane. So it's possible that if the aircraft was doing simulated air combat against another airplane, once inside the restricted area, the pilot could have turned off that identification system that all aircraft use in controlled airspace in order to prevent his or her adversary that afternoon from finding him.
Following the F-35 mishap, the Marine Corps announced it will temporarily shut down aviation operations, also citing 2 other incidents: the death of an F-18 pilot in San Diego during an August training flight, and the recent deaths of 3 Marines in an Osprey crash in Australia.
After a string of incidents, you would find that the senior leadership would order a safety stand down to try to see if there's any consistent theme behind these accidents that could be nipped in the bud.
Now, a spokesperson says the F-35 pilot was taken to the hospital in stable condition on Sunday. The Marine Corps is still investigating what caused the incident and prompted the pilot to eject, but has not provided any additional details. Tony.
All right, Christina, thank you very much.
All right, Shaq, what do you think about that? Missing fighter jet. You think there's something a little weird about that, man? Anything seem a little odd to you? I mean,
And then nobody.
a
And
plane.
look, now they said it was left out of South Carolina, but they found the so-called allegedly crash wreck 2 hours outside of the base where it supposedly um, took off from, right?
You believe it?
And did nobody see these months? Did nobody see these planes? Did nobody see it crash? Did nobody, what? What?
You believe it?
What? And just the pilot had to, allegedly eject because there was some malfunction going on. Now you got a rogue plane that's on autopilot. I'm trying to understand, how did it crash if it was on autopilot and it had a full tank of gas? How did it crash 2 hours out? I'm pretty sure that
Hey,
gas,
Chak.
the fuel.
Chak, why you
Uh-huh.
asking questions, man?
Hey, look here, man. Sometimes you got to go down the rabbit hole, man. Just
You
for
asking
the hell of it.
You ask too many questions, man.
Just for the hell of it.
Now look, when they always want to set something, they always talk about a plane crash, don't they?
Man. And they always say one wouldn't disappear. Then they tell you what it might have happened. Oh, he might have turned off his location. So his cloaking, pretty much he turned on the cloaking device so it couldn't be, detected. Okay.
That don't make a lot of didn't sense, do it?
Hey, man.
I don't think it make a lot of sense. But
there are big questions this morning after the U.S.
Let me show you something else. I just want you to hear this. This is very interesting. Listen closely. We're gonna dot our T and cross our I. I'm not gonna make too much comments on this because you don't know by now. You don't know by now. Let me put my disclaimer on. But I want you to hear this. Chak, on this one, I'm gonna just tell you not to comment too much on it. Let me do the comment on this one for peace, for screw tube purposes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a commentary on some of this audio. You can't just let it play straight through.
No. I'm talking about what I'm about to play. Fair use.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made fair use of purposes as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute may otherwise be infringing. So this is what I'm saying. I'm talking about the quote unquote is Frank called the candy bar, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? You hear me? Hello? Chak. Oh, you hear me?
Sandra Lindsay. So she made history.
Chak, you there?
Yeah, I was waiting on you to play the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Look, I'm just like Frank called the candy bar. I'm gonna do the comment on it. I'm just showing you where they're going back. They're coming back again with it, people. So pay attention. Listen to what they're saying.
Back in December 2020, when she was the first American to receive that initial COVID shot to the arm. And now in just about 30 minutes, she's going to make history again, being the first to receive the new booster.
And Nurse Lindsay, who is now Vice President of Public Health Advocacy at Northwell, is joining us from New Hyde Park. Thank you so much for joining us, Nurse Lindsay. All of us, we worked through the pandemic and we were there, sitting there, watching as you were one of the first people to get that shot. Such a profound moment for the city, for the entire country. What motivates you to do this again?
Thank you, Shirley and Mike and the team. It's so nice to be on with you again. Well, I was the first the last time, so why not be the first again this time, right? But, you know, I'm just grateful to be in this position. This will be my 6th shot, and I've never had COVID. So I continue to do what I need to do to protect myself. Yeah. And I'm just grateful that I can be in this position to raise awareness again about the importance of getting vaccinated.
Just incredible. And I know the last time you and I spoke, ticker tape was raining down on you. We were on the parade route of the Hometown Heroes Parade back in 2021. It was an extremely hot day, and you and I were talking. Here's some video of you being in that parade and just receiving all the accolades for leading the way. And we talked about how you grew up in Jamaica and that little girl in you, thinking to that moment where you were in the Canyon of Heroes being honored for taking on such what at the time was such a daunting thing for so many people. What have you learned about yourself, not only through that process, but what have you learned now being in this new role and taking on a new challenge and becoming the front of something yet new again?
You know, I've learned so much about myself, and I must say I'm very proud of the person that I have become, and I'm sure my grandmother would be proud of me as well. But, you know, I've just embraced the leadership part of me and have used that to inspire and mentor and just talk to people about their different perspectives, even on this vaccine, as controversial as it has been, but just learn to listen attentively to people and just continue to raise awareness and just lead the way. So I'm just very grateful for all the opportunities that I've been afforded.
Nurse Lindsay, there's so many communities still, you know, in the boroughs, in the tri-state area, people who are afraid to get this vaccine. So you doing that, you being that public face has been so important. And we thank you for the good work you've done. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll continue to do that. Thank you so much.
All right. Come on, man. Look. Let me break this down in a nutshell. As my good buddy Frank would say, the candy bar. This ain't making a whole lot of sense, but hey, man, they're coming back around with the same old script. The same old song, same old song. Be prepared. Do what you got to do. They're going to start banning people again, obviously. We're talking about it, obviously. It's very interesting. It's getting close to that season where, you know, they say respiratory illness come up, colds, flu, so forth and like. So be prepared. Use your own discretion. But, hey, the people, the smart people, they know what not to do and they know what to do. So, as my good buddy Frank would say, hey, man, I don't want a piece of that Kit Kat bar, but nevertheless. What do you think about this, Chak? It's interesting, ain't it, man? Very interesting. They come back the same old script, man.
This mother said she had 6 of them, huh? This Bama that said she had 6 of them.
I ain't know she was from Jamaica, but it is what it is.
Hey, man. All I need is one. All I need is one that so-called look like you and get, you know, some of the other sheeple to follow behind. You know?
You know what? It's mighty funny. I was thinking about this thing about Jamaica. Me and my good buddy were talking about this last night. Some of them got some of the same mindsets over here, though, because you think about it. They were loyal to the Queen of England, the British. You got to think about it. That country was ruled by the British, too. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not hard to throw one of them out there because, you know, we some of the same traits over here they have over there. So it's interesting. Especially with religion anyway. Just putting it out there. All in the name of Almighty Jesus.
There you go.
So it is what it is.
Well, in that sense, it's mighty funny Christianity not mentioned one time in the so-called Bible. I don't know how they pull that trick off.
Is it mentioned in the King James Version?
I don't know. Might be.
I'm joking. But it is what it is. But, you know, let me bring up another video. And I don't know why they brought her up anyway. They kind of like, I guess they like, you know.
You know why?
Well, she been out a
Lexicon,
lot.
like I just said. Oh, you get one skinny grinning nigga. Ain't that what the joke your boy got?
Off the coast of
Yep. Now let me play this for you. We're gonna get into a lot of stuff tonight, a lot of interesting stuff here.
Galveston, Texas. The waters brim with oysters. But also lurking in such warm waters, a dangerous flesh-eating bacteria called Vibrio vulnificus. We're learning a man recently died in the Galveston area after eating raw oysters. It's just the latest reported tragedy after other deaths this summer in Missouri, North Carolina, New York, and Connecticut. The bacteria can make its way into the body through open wounds and through raw seafood.
You get like some fresh Gulf oysters and you just get that real strong salty flavor in your mouth when you taste them, man. It's good.
But some are now rethinking their seafood snacks.
Definitely makes me want to take a step back before I eat anymore.
Dr. Brad Perkins, a former CDC official, says now is the worst time for eating raw oysters.
The typical peak season for infections caused by this bacteria are late summer and early fall.
The CDC recommends against swimming in salt water or brackish water, a mixture of salt and fresh water, if you've got an open wound or cut, and says to cook raw oysters and other shellfish before eating them. There are many types of Vibrio infections, and overall they're really rare, but they're rising in the United States to around 80,000 a year, according to the CDC, with infections on the East Coast increasing 8-fold in the last 3 decades. This year has seen exceptionally warm ocean waters, the type of environment the bacteria love, with infections spreading further north as our planet heats up. Most people with a mild case will get better after about 3 days and may have symptoms like diarrhea, stomach cramps, and fever. But the flesh-eating Vibrio vulnificus can cause serious infections. About 1 in 5 people die, and it's what took the life of the victim in Galveston.
Dr. Sayal is joining us now. Dr. Akshay, obviously incredibly serious consequences here. Help us calibrate how we should be thinking about this. Obviously, the advice is maybe stay away from oysters for now, right? But what else should we know?
Yeah, Hallie, the advice from the CDC is officially to not eat raw oysters. If you're going to eat oysters, you want to cook them. You can boil them or you can bake them for about 10 minutes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. But Hallie, overall, the risk is low. But I do want to point out, if you are somebody who has any of these conditions like liver disease, cancer, maybe a weak immune system or recent surgery, you do want to be extra careful and really avoid raw oysters if you can, Hallie.
Dr. Akshay Sayal, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
What do you think about that, Shaq? What do you think about that, man? What do you think about it? Rising? What do you think about oysters? What is all this, right? Shaq, what's up? Flesh-eating bacteria? Isn't that interesting? I'm trying to find out why people eating raw oysters anyway, but that's just me. But never mind. I digress on that. But you know. I don't know if he there. Shaq, you home?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you was on mute. But go ahead. What do you think about this stuff riding the oysters? What do you think?
Oh, it's self-explanatory, man. Self-explanatory, man. Take heed. Yeah.
I wouldn't eat that stuff raw no way. I don't eat it no way. I'm just saying, come on, man. Like some of this stuff, man, gotta use some type of common sense, right?
Take heed. That's all I can say.
Yeah. A lot of people not taking heed though, Shaq. They need you to pat them on the back. Now, got some else for you. Got some else for you. Like I tell you, I'm gonna just keep it coming. Then I gotta read something.
Among younger people, it says more people are getting colorectal cancer, and more people are dying from it. While the cause of the cancer, doctors say they do have theories about what may be driving the rise. Our George Stephanopoulos has more.
Doctors are sounding the alarm about cancer diagnoses on the rise in people younger than 50. David Tao was 34 in 2019 when he learned he had stage 3 colorectal cancer without any family history of the disease.
I was always one of those people who thought, you know, I'm young, I'm healthy, rub some dirt on it and kind of get back out there. But my reaction was shock.
David is not alone. Colorectal cancer is the 4th most commonly diagnosed cancer in the U.S. for men and women. Colorectal cancer has seen more than a 46% increase in early onset cases from 2000 to 2019.
Colorectal cancer in young people is most.
Stop right there. All right, Shaq. Before they even get deep down into it, what do you think, brother? We've been talking about this. I told you I was going to bring it on one day. I just said I'm going to bring it on tonight. What do you think about all this colorectal cancer, Shaq? Colorectal cancer. What do you think, Shaq?
Well, that's funny. It's crazy you bringing this back up right though, because man, I sent you some on Instagram where they were talking about the toilet tissue. You know what I'm saying? Did you get that one?
You did. Yeah,
you need to play that one too when you get it.
I gotta go back in the Instagram on my phone. I'll do that in a minute. But let me bring this up. Because I'm gonna bring this. I'm coming to my next topic after this about these 1 cent burgers and 50-cent burgers and all that nonsense, right?
Right.
After this sale is over, could the rise of colorectal cancer go up some more?
Well, that's the question I want to ask, because they never mentioned why is the rise from, they say from 2000 to 2019. So that's a 19-year stretch that, you know what I'm saying, we just not hearing this shit in what? I'm just not hearing it in the last, within the last 6 months.
Up 46%.
But they don't tell you where it's coming from, though. What is the usual suspect of you getting it or
Now check this
contracting?
out, man. Now check this out. If you're a nation, they say 360 million people, whatever they got here, right? Do you know 46% would be half the damn population, man? You know how crazy that shit is, man?
Okay, man. 46%? It says up 46%.
Yeah. They say
From 2000 to 2019.
Cancer's up 46%, yes.
And they say it's the 4th. What?
4th most common form of cancer.
So my question would be, then why
Breast
are they
cancer
not
next month,
saying
brother.
what causes it though? They left that out. Because I'm surely, if they've been tracking this since 2000, I'm surely in a 19-year time span, I'm sure they got some type of idea of what's the main cause. Surely, right?
Man, you ain't nobody special. They ain't got to tell you that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, look, like they say, I'm gonna let the experts talk and let them handle it. You just sit back and relax.
So I guess they're gonna have a jab for that next, huh?
Oh yeah, you know that.
It's often diagnosed at very advanced stages when it is less likely to be cured. And maybe the scariest thing about that is that we actually don't know what is driving this uptick.
Colorectal cancer is just one of the several common cancers on the rise in young adults under 50 in the past 20 years. All cancers are on the rise nearly 13%, with notable upticks in diagnoses for breast cancer and stomach cancer. One study found 8 of the 14 cancers under review were in the digestive system. suggesting diet and lifestyle might be playing a part in young people's diagnoses.
Getting a lot of physical activity in, following a healthy diet, mainly composed of fruits and vegetables and less than red meat, not smoking, not drinking, and trying to maintain a normal body weight are all very important things that we can all do to try to decrease our risk.
As for David, he believes that education is the key to maintaining your health.
Get looked at, be an advocate, understand what these symptoms could mean, and do everything that you can to get checked out.
Our thanks to George Stephanopoulos for that story. ABC News medical contributor and physician at Stanford Children's Health, Dr. Alok Patel, joins me now for more on this. Dr. Patel, we just heard these, alarming statistics, and that it may not have a reason. Or we don't exactly know why cancer is showing up more in younger people. But what does the research show? What is likely the cause for this?
Mona, one thing that the research does show that this is not just in gut cancers, but since 1990, there's been a rise in multiple different types of cancers, including gut cancers, but also breast, esophageal, liver, kidney, bone marrow cancers. Now, here's the thing. Our genetics haven't really changed since 1990, but all these things surrounding our lifestyle have progressively been changing over the decades. Harvard researchers actually use this term, the exposome, to refer to everything that could be influencing our risk factors like lifestyle, diet, a lack of sleep that we've been getting, stress, eating processed foods, sugary foods, and the rise of some chronic illnesses. So this might all be contributing to what we're seeing.
Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. That man talking about sugar and processed foods, man. You heard he said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gave you the key right there, man. He told you.
Yeah.
He kind of told you. I mean, give it to him. He told you.
What?
But nevertheless, I keep going.
And women are obviously, there's recommendations for women to start getting mammograms at the age of 40 instead of waiting until 50. So why is early screening so important?
Early screening is everything in terms of early detection, potentially treatment, and avoiding those late complications. Now, we sometimes hear these stories of young people saying, hey, I had chronic weight loss. I felt pressure. I felt pain. The problem is you may actually be in a situation where your illness, your cancer has actually spread to a later stage. So you mentioned breast cancer screening now being offered at early as 40. People with average risk can be offered colon cancer screenings at 45. But there's also screenings for prostate cancer in certain individuals. And I want to plug cervical cancer screening as well, which can start at 25. Skin cancer screening also, just checking your skin to make sure there's anything there. And when in doubt, talking with the healthcare professional about what your risk factors might be.
And what can young people do, or what can anyone do to reduce their risk of getting cancer?
There's so many things. And I think it really starts to us paying attention to our lifestyles, what we're taking in, how active we are, what we're doing regarding our sleep, reducing our risks of obesity. I can't say it enough, but not smoking and reducing how much alcohol we take in plays a big part as well. And obviously, looking at your own family history, your own risk factors, any medical conditions you may have that could increase your risk of having any types of cancer, and checking in with a doctor. These are all incredibly important steps to follow. Not only for you, your friends, your loved ones, spread the word.
And what about the people who are already doing this, though?
Well, people who are already doing all this, awesome. Maintain it, but it's also important to still check in with your doctor, because even people who are average risk should still be talking about getting cancer screenings at the appropriate age.
That was great insight and advice, Dr. Alok Patel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
What do you think about that, man? Kind of interesting, ain't it? What do you think, man?
What else? I'm just trying to understand how we got all the top-notch specialists in sciences, but over the last, let's say the last 40 years, I'm just going to go back to 40 years. So that'll put us back to 81 or something, 82, 81. Over the last 40-something years, it's been an uptick. Now, he went back to 1990, so it's been surely, you can trace there's been an uptick in cancers in general, and other so-called health illnesses. But they ain't stopped none of them. So what's the point of them still being labeled as the specialist? Oh, I get it. They're the specialists of studying it. They're not specialists of reversing or preventative measures. Okay, all right. I'll be talking to the wrong specialist. Man. That's what it is. Okay, I'm just trying to understand. Trying to understand it. Trying to
All right,
understand it, man. We supposed to be so advanced in science and
let's get this other
technology.
clip. Bishop, this in Philadelphia now. Bishop in the chat. This in Philadelphia. So I want you to hear this now. Temple West. It's broadcast Philadelphia. Hold on for a minute.
It is Tuesday night. We begin with breaking news tonight. The sudden death late today of Temple University's interim president. This is video here of Joanne Epps circled on your screen in the moments before she collapsed on stage this afternoon at a public event on campus. The tragic event played out as students and staff gathered as our camera was recording. And though we are not showing what happened next, it prompted a university police officer to carry her out and paramedics to work hard to revive her. A short time later, we got word the 72-year-old did not survive. Action News reporter Brianna Smith live on campus tonight. Brianna, this comes as a major shock, not just to those in that room today, but the entire university community.
Yes, Brian, university faculty and staff say that they're still trying to process her sudden death this afternoon. They say interim president Joanne Epps spent more than 30 years making a difference on this campus, calling her a devoted servant and friend. The Temple University community is full of shock and sorrow as they unexpectedly mourn the loss of interim president Joanne Epps.
Joanne embodied everything that is great about Temple University, rising from working in the bookstore more than 40 years ago to the office of the president.
University leaders say the 72-year-old became ill at the Charles L. Blockson Memorial Service at the Temple Performing Arts Center this afternoon. In this video, you can see Epps, who's sitting closest to the podium, looking through her papers before she passed out on stage.
And I saw Dr. Epps, President Epps, slouched down in her seat, and it was just shocking.
University leaders say she was rushed to Temple University Hospital, where she was pronounced dead around 3:15. Epps became the interim president back in April, but faculty and friends say she has been a strong leader for decades.
I always thought she should have been the president. So, and for that to happen here, I have to imagine she probably would want, if there's any place here in our beloved Temple.
And promising to carry on her legacy.
Such a brilliant woman who presided and served and led with grace and dignity and brilliance, and she will be remembered for years to come.
And university leaders say it will take time to heal and the days ahead will be difficult, but they'll try to lean on each other, just like Dr. Epps would have wanted. Reporting live outside Temple University, Brianna Smith, Channel 6 Action News. Brian?
Yeah, a towering and beloved figure on that campus. Brianna, thank you. Let's switch live now to Temple University Hospital, where President Epps was taken right after collapsing. Katie Castro live there tonight. Katie, whatever this was, it was very sudden.
It was, Brian, that's correct. And officials said they had no prior indication of any recent health concerns. This is where she passed. It's a loss felt personally here by the Temple community that she has served for nearly 40 years.
Sad day for Temple. Sounds like President Epps suffered a sudden event a sudden episode during the event. Was promptly attended to by emergency medical services. Was transported here to Temple Hospital, where resuscitation efforts continued, but unfortunately were unsuccessful.
72-year-old Joanne Epps was at the Charles L. Blockson Memorial Service on Temple's campus when she had the medical emergency. Provost Greg Mandel says she was surrounded by loved ones.
This is a tragic loss, but we know that Joanne passed away doing something that she loved with her family there, and friends, and our Temple community.
And a vigil will be held tomorrow at the Bell Tower at noon for the Temple community. Reporting live in North Philadelphia, Katie Castro, Channel 6 Action News. Brian?
Katie, thank you. And we invite all of you to head to the 6ABC app to learn more about the lengthy and distinguished career and the life and legacy of Joanne Epps.
What do you think about that, Shaq? Bishop said he was alumni at Temple University, but she was a very fine educated administrator. What do you think?
Well, I mean, at this point, Bernard, all we can say is condolences, man. You know, and send our well wishes to the family and friends that has been,
Last
tragically
question, man.
saddened by this situation.
Are we under some type of tyranny or something, brother?
What you mean?
I mean, the way people just dropping out, the way the media covering up, not letting you know this information until late, hiding information from the public. Are we under some type of tyranny, brother?
I don't know what's going on, man. I really can't tell you.
Okay.
Multiple things exist at once, man. That's the only way I can describe it at this point.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, for it to be 72, you know what I'm saying, as a president. But that's kind of, I ain't saying it's kind of strange, but that's right at that age where they, dictate the lifespan of American, 70 something, 72, 77, something like that. 70 years, But that also, remember, we was talking about this in our previous conversations about them raising the retirement age to 70, right?
Yep.
So
Yep. We did.
I think natural things happens, and I think
Two
some
black
unnatural
models.
things definitely.
Two black models mysteriously found dead in a Los Angeles apartment sparked question for investigators. Let me move that. I got to read this letter from Chicago to you. Paul sent it to me. That might be a. Now I know you can't read that. That might be a little bit too. So I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it on my phone because it's too. It's too. What they call. It was a strategy memo. We have been strategic in our work, and it's bearing fruit. We believe the next phase is less interest and we less tax and execution. Those of you who have participated this far, we are grateful in your debt. Many of you have been successful in assisting with a project that took many hearts and souls and 10 long years to put a man into office. We now find ourselves in a precarious situation. Migrant question. In the words of the now disgraced ex-mayor Rahm Emanuel, will never let a disaster not be exploited. There's an imminent disaster not of our own making with the migrant crisis. We must explore it. The mayor has hands tied and is stricken with an inability to handle this crisis. For the sake of optics, we must employ our project playbook for this next level journey. The time is right for us to make the necessary movement in the Latino wars, specifically in the Mexican wars, as discussed in our last meeting. We must install by any means at least 2,000 to 2,500 migrants each of the Latino wars. Once the migrants are in place, we must help them get official state identification, either basic ID card or driver license, not a city key card. The state ID will allow them to register to vote, and this will help them take the plan next level, voter registration. This strategy would give us the opportunity to remove toxic Latino masculinity in the Mexican community and bring it to heel. The progressive agenda is powerful, and we know is the only direction to take the city of Chicago, for that matter, the state. Those who are choking out political and social agendas have never truly allowed our progressive ideology in the school system or business, but they have benefited from our agendas. As we move forward our plan, it must be clear that if migrant flight fans the flame of racial strife and creates racial tension between the blacks and the Mexicans, as we worked in Pilsen to ensure the blacks refuse to vote for a Mexican and Mexicans refuse to vote for a black, our strategy of installing an immigrant Bolivian as their best choice candidate worked. We must continue with this playbook because the Pilsen project was very successful in the divide and conquer strategy. Keeping the racial division between blacks and Mexicans will allow us to install a migrant in any seat in the Latin community. The discussion of our ranks being too small has been known. By installing LGBTQ leadership as we have in the black community, we create numbers. With the migrant crisis, we can take any ward. The black community believes their so-called immigrant fight is a Mexican fight. That's just one page I read. What do you think about that, Shaq? Interesting, man.
You know what this sounds like?
What it sound like?
That ain't too far off from a Declaration of Independence to me. That's what it sounds like, a declaration to me.
Well,
that's what it sounds like, a declaration to me.
Sound like some, hey, you know what else it sound like?
What's that?
Somebody getting ready to do a hostile takeover. Goddamn.
Well, that's what. Well, I mean, you know, when you declare something, whether you're declaring war or you're declaring something, you're identifying what you're declaring something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what that sounds like to me. Now, who this came from?
All right, let me read it. Let me read the second page. They believe this fight
Who
is
is this
being
coming
forced
from?
on them. Have Mexican leaders. Wait a minute, hold on. Have Mexican leadership speaking at these community meetings is imperative. Blacks do not want them in their communities of the day. If we place the migrants in none of the black communities, then we will be successful in overthrowing all aldermen. The racial tension within the community will ensure that the black people will not see the plan. They will be so divided and exhausted at some point they will just give up. The plan is to support our black alderman allies who are already committed to our agenda if they continue to stage meetings and feign ignorance as if they did not request them. These people can be brought into their community. It must be understood that migrants are a UN protected class under FEMA, and we do not want to trigger an international incident with the black community. They both fall under protected classes. We will continue our in-person sessions. I look forward to our next meeting. So that's a very, very interesting topic.
Now, who is this? Who is this?
They said they think it's Mayor Lightfoot they sent the letter out. You know, she teaching
They
Howard
think.
University.
And where they get this from? In the mail or some shit? What, it was in their mailbox?
Somebody must have gave it to him. But
that's why, like I said,
he sent me the letter, and I said
that sounds like a declaration right there. That's what that sounds like. You know, that's all I'm saying. And whether you call it war, tyranny,
you can call it what you want. I'm just reading it.
You know.
Hey man, it's just my job, brother, to present them mating to you, so you don't walk out here and trip in a booby trap. Hey, look, you make your own decisions, brother.
Well, yeah, but I'm just trying to understand.
Hey, look,
the people that so-called live in these districts, right, in these cities and towns that's supposed to be pushing this type of stuff.
They don't
right?
know about it, man.
No, it said some of the black leaders. It said some of the black leaders was involved with it. They was agreeing with it. That's what they say.
I'm talking about the people like you and me that's out there. They don't know about it.
Oh.
I'll tell you football season back on. Football season back on, man. They watch football right now. Don't worry about it. But you keep your eyes open. All right. Next topic. So we got roughly 150,000 auto workers are preparing to launch what may be the biggest strike in decades this Thursday over their employers refuse to provide adequate job pay and job security. Meanwhile, in the past, the big three automakers, General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, have authorized $5 billion in stock buybacks, effectively giving billions of dollars to shareholders that could have gone to auto workers. On top of the stock buybacks, the big three have reported $21 billion in profits in just the first 6 months of 2023. Despite the enormous gain, the companies have decried poverty in response to union demands for wage increases to make up for decades of pay stagnation. Now, kind of funny because I think last week Ford laid off 600 workers. So you got a big strike going on with the auto workers union. Chak giving a lot of money to shareholders. Is this what they would call crony capitalism?
I don't know what that means.
Well, this is what they say, and I understand the people's sentiments. When you have capitalism, this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But we do know that people are making, and these people are striking. These people are striking. So, it's very interesting. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. But yeah, Victor, he just texted me. He said he wanted to come on. I told him I ain't gonna be on no 10, 15 more minutes. I told him it ain't cool, but we'll see what's up. Let's see what's up. But nevertheless, it's very interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I just look at it like they're striking. But I do know that these people, you know, when you have that much greed among these people, that's what's gonna happen. So they strike if they want. But a lot of electric cars. So all right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I just sent him the thing. So yeah, he said that's cool. All right. I told him he want to come on 10, 15 minutes. I didn't tell you I wasn't gonna you know, be on long. I just wanted to cover a couple of topics that I hadn't got to this week. So I covered that. I covered the thing with the temple thing. I covered that. I covered the thing with Paul that he sent me. And I covered other thing. Oh, I know what I didn't cover though, Shaq. We did charge that guy on January 6th, up some shit. What the hell? No, I can't see nothing. Trying to find it. Now I can't daggone drag the article. Chak, they done got mad with me, man. But nevertheless, they got a thing going on in New York City where they trying to charge you $23 a day, $23 tolls, $9 to commute in certain areas of the city at certain times of the day. So I'm trying to tell you, man, they got some real devious plans going on, and it's coming, baby. It's coming down. What's going on, man?
What's happening?
Nothing much. What's up?
Oh man, I saw you guys was on, and I just decided to get in on the conversation, man. I actually was sitting at the computer and kind of nodded off to sleep for a moment there. What's up, Chak?
Hey, what's going on with?
I can't call it, man. Can't call it slow motion.
Oh yeah. What you
Slow
think about
motion.
what all presented so far? Any comments on any one of the topics?
Like I said, I kind of nodded off a little bit, man. So you guys gonna have to kind of bring me up to speed.
Man, I done went over like 5 topics, dude. There you go. Look, all right.
But then, you know what? No, well, no, you ain't got to.
I'm about to bring it to you. I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I got you. Right.
Okay, bro.
All right. One of them was about the migrant community. The letter I read that Paul sent me from Chicago.
Right.
Well, I put that in the group chat. You got to zoom in on that because that's a whole lot of reading. That's 2
right.
pages. So you got to look at it. You got to zoom in on that real hard and see what that's about. But that's basically about using them and using the aldermen, making sure they get official state cards and stuff like that. They said black folks don't want to vote for a Mexican and they don't want to vote for a black person. They said, but they're going to reinstall LGBTQ leadership in black communities. We got to get rid of toxic Latino masculine and all this stuff too. It was a whole lot about it. So
they got to get rid of toxic masculinity.
Well, they said Latino masculine this one. But they need to install 2,500 migrants and they need to replace the aldermen in there. And they said that's how we can take over the Latino ward as well. Okay. I think they think it's written by Lightfoot because Lightfoot's teaching at Harvard University now. She's a political science major. But
are you serious?
Yeah, she teaches. Speaking, we talked about Temple University. They had a president. She was sitting in the seat and she collapsed and died.
No joke.
Yeah, she was 72 years old.
How old?
We talked about the new candy bar they giving out. The first nurse to take it. They showed her again. She said this is her 6th one she done took. Her name is Sandra Lindsay. She's from Jamaica. They had a news interview with her. She said, I was the first one last time. The first one last time, be the first one this time. So that was that. We talked about this big strike going on at Ford, which I just brought up. They gave $5 billion to their shareholders. Well, it's actually Ford, the big three, and I forget the one with the S. And then we talked about a 46% rise in colorectal cancer. Yeah,
I think I heard y'all talking about that.
Yeah. So
what was y'all opinion about the Ford and the auto workers strike? Something very strange going on, I think.
No, the White House already said they sitting there, cronies down there to go this week to goddamn fix the problem. Goddamn
it. Yeah, they coming to fix the problem.
But they got enough. Yeah. They got too many electric cars and they're not selling. That's another thing that hurt.
Well, I think I saw something on YouTube where they were talking to some of the employees, some of the rank and file members, and some of them are not very happy, and they're not throwing their support. The rank and file members in some of these unions are not throwing their support behind Biden. You know the man who claims he's the most pro-union president. You know, I mean, it's utterly amazing when you think about it, because nobody wants these electric vehicles, man. And so they're going to sit, and and the workers are being hurt badly by it. I don't know why these folks in these unions continue to think that uh, that these Democrats really have their support. I mean, the unions. There's just like with anything else, being a part of a union, which I'm a part of. It has its ups and downs. I appreciate the fact that we get wage. They negotiate good wages for us. They negotiate our health care, retirement, and all of that stuff. Uh, However, the downside of it is when the union leaders, they press us to strike when it's not necessary. Because let's be realistic, man. This is we're in a capitalistic society, and a lot of people have a problem with that idea of capitalism. But the thing is, nobody goes into business with the mindset of, well, I want to pay taxes and I want to hire a bunch of people. That only comes as you become successful. As your business grows and you become successful, you realize you have a need. Um, Whatever the wages are, whether it's union or non-union, it's up to you whether or not you want to take the job. I'm saying, and taking the job means you've agreed to the wages. And everybody talks about a livable wage. Well, Bernard, Chak, and to everybody else, the idea of having a livable wage means it's your responsibility to obtain the necessary skills and education and the training and the know-how um, in order to get that livable wage. So, it ain't necessarily on the employer. I mean, this is not like the NBA or the NFL, and in a sense it is, because the best players get the best pay. It's if I'm somebody who's coming off the bench, and I got a certain role coming in as a swing man behind somebody like a LeBron, do you think I should get the same pay as LeBron? There's no way the Lakers or the Cavaliers or the Miami Heat going to pay me anywhere near close to what they would pay a LeBron, because I don't have that skill set. So it's about skill set. That's how it works, and I had to tell my nephews, you can't expect to get a $25 an hour job if you don't have no skills. So, but having said that, we got to understand people are in this to make money. And if you want the most money, then you got to be able to be the best employee, or the type of employee that's going to make that business thrive and grow. Nobody wants to lose any money. Nobody wants to pay taxes. Everybody try to avoid paying as much in federal taxes as they possibly can. This is just the way it is. And because you can't get that $25, $30 an hour gig, man, you need to realize, first and foremost, the competition in the job market, and then, do you really have the skill set to be paid that kind of money? It's as simple as that. And so these folks, I understand they want better pay. Everybody wants better pay. But sometimes it ain't a perfect world. So sometimes you got to give and take. Plain and simple.
All right. Well, let me bring up these two last topics.
Okay.
I gotta go meet somebody early in the morning. Now I ain't bringing a name up on here, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But let me bring this up, because I gotta bring two topics, and me and Chak probably gonna put it together. We're gonna probably put it together, and that's that. But I gotta bring up the topic of this so-called highly mutated variant. Oh God, it sounds so good. We got variants popping up like dominoes. And then we got people giving out cheeseburgers for a cent. Man, you know how much stuff you can get with a penny? But hold on, let me play it.
Oh, you gonna bring the article about the 58,000 pounds of ground beef article?
A new and highly mutated strain of COVID-19 has been detected here in the U.S. Labs have found samples of the variant in at least 10 states, including New York, Oregon, Texas, and Ohio. For now, the strain is rare, accounting for just a small fraction of new COVID cases nationwide. But I want to bring in Dr. Bob Lahita. He's the director of the Institute for Autoimmune and Rheumatic Diseases at St. Joseph Health in Saddle River, New Jersey. Good to see you again, doctor. So, I mean, this variant, I know the last variant we were dealing with, I think, was kind of like an offshoot of Omicron. How is this variant similar or different from other strains?
Well, this is a very, Anne-Marie, good morning. This is a strain that tends to mutate a lot, large mutations. So it is somewhat alarming. However, we expected more of an uptick of COVID-19 infections towards the end of August and early September. And as you know, a new vaccine is about to come out. This variant called BA.2.86 is the one where there are large mutations, and it's the one that everybody's looking at. Now, it's been found in wastewater in a lot of countries, and also the airports in this country where people come in, migrants and others from other countries come in, the wastewater in the airports have proven to be positive. However, we have not seen any terrible clinical states as a result of this variant, although it has only been isolated right now, I believe, from 2 patients. But it is present in, as I mentioned, wastewater, and it is a concerning variant as we go forward into the winter.
Okay, so let's talk about why it might be concerning. You know, with the last variant, I think people that got the booster figured they were probably covered because it was kind of connected to Omicron. But is this connected to any of the other ones? And is there a concern that we've all had, you know, our last booster so long ago that we might not really be protected?
Well, there are variants out there called the XBB variants, and this one is related. That's driving really all of the infections currently, Omicron variant. And as you know, and the public knows, most of the infections have been quite mild. And we presume as immunologists that there's herd immunity because everybody's been exposed or has had COVID at some point in the last 3 years. So we're not as concerned as we would ordinarily be going into the winter. And as I said earlier, Anne-Marie, that we didn't see the uptick that we expected. We do see a few patients in the intensive care unit, but all of them have comorbidities like immunodeficiency, they're on cancer chemotherapy, and they're unvaccinated. So those are the people that are at great risk, plus people over 65 who are not in the best of health. You worry about those. This new vaccine, I highly suggest everyone over 65 or who have comorbidities, I suggest they get this new booster, which is going to cover the 2.86 BA variant very nicely.
So chances are this is not going to be the last variant that we see. How concerned are you now that we're heading into the winter? People are going to be indoors. You have, you know, the threat of the flu as well. That we could, particularly if people are not as enthusiastic about getting another booster shot, that we could see, you know, kind of an explosion of COVID again.
Well, that is a concern, Anne-Marie. Of course, the big concern is flu, respiratory syncytial virus, and COVID, the trifecta. If these get into the population and spread rapidly, because as you say, during the holidays, we tend to cluster, beginning at Thanksgiving through Christmas and New Year's, we tend to cluster in warm spaces, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is wearing masks these days that I can see, with exceptions. There is always the possibility that there will be an explosion of infections. We just hope that this virus does not evade immunity. Now, evasion is the key word here. That's the operative word. So we don't want evasion of the immune system, which all of us have and all of us depend on going forward.
Now, hold on. Now, if we just say you got herd immunity, then why would, come on, man. Huh? Do you hear that?
Yeah.
But he
I
said
heard.
this he said this booster will fit nicely. What did he say? Well, I tell you, boy, these boys, boy, they some
Uh,
bad car salesmen, Victor.
yeah. Um, and I think I heard somewhere where they were saying that so far only about 20% have gone out and gotten these other boosters.
Hmm.
Um, and they don't expect it to be too much higher than that. I mean, I think a lot of people have wised up. Mm, you know, and you still see a few people, running around here wearing masks. Uh, so I don't know. They, once the main virus had come and gone and it started to mutate. What was it? The Delta? What was the variant out after the main virus? Was it was it the Delta virus? Was that what it's called, or was it the Omicron or something like that? Well, nonetheless, when the next one came along, they were telling us how it was going to be, you know, almost as bad as the first one, and so what we saw was nothing. It was a dud. This one will probably be a dud also. Um, but once again, this is the fear porn, and I think that people are starting to wise up to it. Which now, doesn't mean they're not working on something. We all believe that this was a part of, you know, a virus being put together uh, through the efforts of man's ability to create something like this and to do a lot of harm to people. So, um, I mean, we just don't know, and I think that they want compliance, and people are going to rebel. So, while they're trying to scare everybody, I think the fear is not going to be as bad as it was the first time around. I understood it to a certain degree, but uh, but then you know once you got an understanding from those who were on the other side of the issue, talking about what needs to be done, and that there didn't need to be you know somebody taking something from a medical profession to overcome it. Once people started to understand that, and once people got an opportunity to see that there were other ways, because I hear a lot of people that I know that have taken it, they're talking about, other alternatives in terms of, or other therapeutics in terms of dealing with this. But the main thing is making sure you strengthen your immune system, and, you try to eat as healthy as you possibly can, and, get out into the sunlight, you know. Um, that's the area where we as a people are most weakest. We don't get enough sunlight. You know, we like the warm, but we don't like when it's really hot, like it is down there where you at, Shaq, where it's 100+ degrees. I can get that, but nonetheless, you still need that sun because we are deficient in vitamin D as a people overall.
Well, you know what, Victor? I'm glad you brought up the
All right,
vitamin D
smart
thing
shoppers, you
because
want a burger?
let me get this right quick. I just went over video, well, just recent video of an old clip of Dick Gregory and Ron Hurd, and he was talking about the vitamin D3, and L-arginine. You get
Mm.
those two things, you know what I'm saying, and you can kind of dial back of some of these things that's going on with with us inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, some of that stuff,
All right.
it works
But let me play this video
synergistically
right here.
together. Okay.
Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. Because Shaq, this might have something to do with it. I got two videos I'm going to play right here. Hold on. Let me listen to this.
For lunch because we found you some great deals on this National Cheeseburger Day. Burger King Well, customers who have a Royal Perks account can get a free cheeseburger with a $1 purchase. McDonald's offering 50-cent double cheeseburgers if you order through the app. They're so good with the pickles. And Wendy's is giving away junior bacon cheeseburgers for just a penny if you order on their app, Iris.
All right, sounds good. And if you're looking for a vegan burger, the Big Whack at Green in Central Phoenix. Worth a try.
Woo, boy. All right. So let me get this straight. Me and Shaq put 2 and 2 together, and it's the same thing they pulled with the Popeyes thing, and then everything blew up. But they want you to put your app together. They told you to do this, but they want to use your app. They trying to find out how much cheeseburger stuff you buying too. They trying to get your information.
You're exactly right. And this is why I got a pastor of mine that said a long time ago, stop using your credit card, start using cash. You got to frustrate the system, because this is this is data gap, gathering everybody's data, wanting to know how you live and what you're buying. It's none of their business. It really is none of their business. What you go and buy and what you spend your money on is none of their business. And we used to say cash is king, but it's getting to the point, where they want to track everything, so they're going to try to limit cash as much as they possibly can.
Hold on a minute. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Let me pull this up. This just happened a couple of days ago. Damn. Man. I don't know why it's not coming up. But nevertheless, you had 58,000 pounds of ground beef in the last 4 or 5 days that were recalled by the FDA or USDA. They said that they had what did they say? 58,000 ground beef recalled. So maybe that's the reason why they give you all them burgers. They say let's get rid of our trash and feed it to your ass.
They said E. coli. They said how to bring an E. coli.
Yeah. They got to outbreak everything, Shaq.
I often wonder about that.
Outbreak everything but common sense. But
you said something about. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead. Go.
Well,
go
I
ahead,
was just
go
gonna say,
ahead.
I was
in a minute.
Okay, I was just, I wonder, is it really a problem, this E. coli? And I mean, in terms of meat really being contaminated by it, I mean, is it really a problem, or is this just another way to get rid of food? I mean, we know they want us in absolute total compliance. They want to dominate and control, every aspect of our lives. So just like with all of the cattle that were dying mysteriously and the chickens that were dying mysteriously, was it because of a disease, or was this some kind of sabotage? I think they're going to sabotage our food supply. They want compliance. It's a satanic system, and so they're pushing us towards it.
Well, remember, Vic, remember they talked about approved lab-grown meat?
Yeah.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe this is another way to push, to push it, you know what I'm saying, to make it a norm. You know what I'm saying? Hey, these cattle was contaminated, so we have to. There's no other choice but to, go with lab-grown meat. It's safer, it's cleaner,
Or is it?
That's what they're gonna tell you. It's safer, it's cleaner.
Yeah.
You know. So, hey man.
Well, let me play this last video, and then I'm gonna close out. But I want y'all to hear this. I'm gonna do the commentary on this one. Let me do the commentary on this one, though. I ain't. This ain't gonna take nothing. We already discussed it, so it's just what she's saying.
Okay.
Yeah. What is sounding? Oh, don't tell me y'all act next. Oh, okay, I got it.
Confirming that the COVID vaccine is on its way to New York. Some doses shipped last night. We expect many more later this week. The updated vaccine guards against the newer COVID strains because it was built off the Omicron XXB 1.5 variant. That's what we're calling it now. It matches the new variants that are now dominant. So it's really a customized vaccine. It's offered by Pfizer and Moderna. In this case, they literally recommended that everyone 6 months and older should get a shot. You only need one.
The
No more
babies.
double doses. And again, they'll be starting here in New York on Friday. Doctor's office, pharmacies, healthcare providers. You can make an appointment online. That's still available. It just takes a couple minutes. And what I want to talk about is what's different about this vaccine and why should people get it? A couple of points. First of all, it is literally a new vaccine. It is not a booster shot. It is not an enhancer. It is a new vaccine designed to attack the new variants. A booster is a vaccine you get the same one over and over and over just to build up your resiliency. This is a new vaccine built specifically to match these circulating strains. So it doesn't matter if you've already been vaccinated. Take no comfort in that. Thank you for getting vaccinated in the past, but that is not protecting you today. You need to know that. You don't have the immunity built up over time. So as the virus evolves, this is where our scientists and researchers and companies have to get ahead of it. The virus evolves, so must our response. So here's the simple message, New Yorkers. Get the vaccine. That is the best way by far to protect yourself and those around you. And we're smart. We're resilient. We protect each other. We've done this since March of 2020. No reason to stop now. 6 months is the age. Sounds young, but children get shots from birth. They can do it. I encourage everyone, don't let your baby be one that is in a cold, dark, scary place, unknown to them, scary for your child. Think about them and get them
A
vaccinated.
cold, dark, scary place.
They
What the
can't
hell is she
protect
talking about?
themselves. They have a choice, counting on their parents to do the right thing. If you have underlying conditions, you really, truly have to do this because you are also in a point of vulnerability. So people don't realize this, but 70% of adults have at least one underlying condition, regardless of your age. 70% of adults have at least one underlying condition that puts you at greater risk of contracting a serious case. So it's better to be safe.
Let me just comment on this right quick, just for purposes here. So what she's saying basically is, and I keep on hearing the word update, update, update. My phone got updated the other day. It didn't work. It didn't hardly work. You know, it took me an hour to send out a damn message, right? So the word update, that sounds like technology, brother. But nevertheless, you know what to do and you know what not to do. I'm not getting into the specifics because common sense will tell you, hey man, hey look, if it look like a rat, smell like a rat, it is a rat, and daggone, it's all goddamn game. It's all game. She sat there and talked about, a cold, dark, scary place. Where the hell are you at, woman? What, you in a damn Eiffel Tower or something? God damn, clown show. But we live in a clown show, in a clown world, and we just have to know that it is what it is. But like I said, I don't want to get into the dynamics of it too much, because I'll get the rap and then I got to put up everything. Because like I said, on this topic, if you don't know by now, ain't too much I can do about it. I went through that too much in 2020, 2021. If you don't know about it, hey man, Hey, look, I tell you not to do it. Always follow your own information in science. But hey, like they say, Plan Patrol said, play at your own risk. Play at your own risk. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah. I mean, it is what's scary is these people trying to convince folks to go out and take this. It's unfortunate that so many people will sit and consume all of this and do exactly what they're what they're telling them they need to go and do. The worst part about it is that these doctors, a lot of these doctors, will recommend these to their patients. You know, I mean, I have family members who were saying they can't wait to go and get it. You know, okay, well, knock yourself out. I mean, you know, I
Well,
mean,
that's right.
it is. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying you're right. Knock yourself out. Hey, look. At this point, it's kind of like this. You either in or you out. I don't have to elaborate. We've already seen it. We know it. I ain't elaborating. I just
But you know what, Bernard? There are a lot of people who got the first rounds of this and are seriously regretting that they even did it. So, you know, but there are still some people who they're able to
play at your own
you
risk.
know, scare them into doing this. And you're exactly right. You know, these people they're playing Russian roulette.
I'm about to say that. I don't like playing Russian roulette, baby. Because I know too many people that played Russian roulette and got shot. But nevertheless, hey, look, it's a cold world out there, Shaq. She told you it's a cold, dark, scary place. And we can't expect the parents to always do the right thing.
Well, they're making it a cold, dark, scary place.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be a little chilly this weekend down here in Virginia. It's supposed to be heavy rainfall. But like I said, I gotta get out here, take a shower, get myself ready for the morning. Another interesting day. So thank you for coming on. I'm not going yet though, because y'all can all shout out information stuff like that first. But I just saying, you know, everything should be going on. Talk to a brother today. Not getting too far into it. I mean, he told me his mom, and I think she's 80-something years old. She has shingles, and I said to myself, man, this stuff is getting kind of crazy. But I kind of live this reality every day. I mean, you know, like the last, I mean, what? Yeah, I'm actually glad my mom did die in 2018, man, because boy, I wouldn't want her to go through this crap right here. I just tried to tell you, man, this thing is crazy. But you know, stepmom passing, dad still here. A lot of other people done left me. Not all for that though, but it's kind of like wow, man. Like really, like I'm like, whoa, this is like some ultimate reality type stuff we got going on. But it is what it is. I mean, hey, look, it's a lot of people here that ain't here to tell the story, so at least we can tell it. I mean,
Yeah.
they might try to stop us from telling it though on these devices. But nevertheless, that's why I said that, you know, let them have their battles on that one, and I know how to. I'm gonna battle you from the other side. Hey, look, and look, you just when it comes to me, hey, look, I like a good propaganda tactic. That make me laugh like a clown show. But it is what it is. But Victor, since you up there, go ahead and shout out your information or anything you want to say.
Yeah. Well, first, where was Frank at tonight? Did you?
I sent him the video, but I mean, he might have been working something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I was wondering if you were going to be on. I was going to actually give you a call earlier, but like I said, I ended up nodding off and going to sleep. But yeah, I do a podcast on Blog Talk, and it's called In Conversation With, and I'm the host, Victor C. I'm on Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You want to check me out? The number is 563-999-3705. 563-999-3705. Not really sure. I got a couple of options this Sunday, but the following Sunday, I got a friend that's a doctor, and he's an internal medicine. He was my primary care physician, and we grew up together and had an opportunity to talk to him, and he is moving into the direction of naturopathic medicine. We had a really good conversation at a repast. A friend of mine's, his mom passed away, so we were at the repast, and he and I were conversating. So he told me he was, he was really interested in coming on because he wanted to talk about, healing the body naturally. One of the things he said to me, he said, it's the body is designed to heal itself if you give it the right and proper nutrition. He said, but understand if your blood pressure is 189 over 111, he said the obvious choice is to give you, the obvious decision is to medicate you until you can get the blood pressure down. But outside of that, he said that most things, which I've heard a lot of other doctors say, the body can heal itself. It just has to receive the right and proper nutrients. So, like I said, on Sunday evenings, this Sunday evening, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but it's Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 563-999-3705, and you can, call in, listen to the conversation, and even join in. So, looking forward to some of your folks out there, those who follow you, Bernard, to come join us and join the conversation.
All right, let me. I saw I was laughing, but somebody just sent me
No,
some
that's
funny
okay.
stuff. I
What they
wasn't
say?
laughing. You were laughing at this thing.
Oh,
Somebody
I
sent
didn't think
me
you were.
the Congressional Black Caucus is having a finale DC Day party, open bar included this Sunday, September 24th. They're gonna have Afro beats, Filipino, soccer, dancehall, and hip hop. Sunday, September 24th, 4 to 9 Eastern Time, 1215 Connecticut Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C. They got open bar from 4 to 5. And you get tickets on Eventbrite. I said, man, to get a cabin, $750, tax and gratuity, 8 guests. This is a VIP. Now, I said, now, wait a minute now. You mean
we should go?
The Congressional Black Caucus having a party? Wow.
Hey, man.
And you know what?
Trump is gone and Biden's the president. We may as well go and celebrate. All is well in the United States of America. So let's go
I was
celebrate
actually gonna be
with
out in
them.
the area on Sunday too, but it's supposed to rain, and my buddy he wanted to go to the
Now why are they having this?
Who knows?
Mm.
They're gonna probably talk to you about voting and stuff. I had some people come to me about some voting today or something like that. It's election season. They giving out voting stuff. It's voting time, baby. Gotta have a little party.
They're terrified. They're terrified. I was looking at some stuff today talking about how, they're losing support from the melanated community.
I mean, well, that's why well, I'm just saying they having a little party for you. I mean, hey, look, you want to get a drink and a shot of whiskey, you can go. But nevertheless, well, Shaq, what you got, man? Shaq, you still there?
He blocked his mic, it looked like.
Yeah, beats are not going mute. Beats man, so I'm going back. Shaq, I can't unblock his mic though.
Right.
Wait a minute, hold on. How can I? Nope. Can't unmute Mike because Mike they chose to mute themselves. Well, nevertheless,
Why would
don't
you
worry
do
about
that
all
anyway?
I can't unmute.
Okay.
Hey, look. Sometimes this shit be acting crazy, man. Dad gonna do that. I mean it. But we had some
Okay.
times on this thing where Dad don't know nothing work. But
Yeah.
you know, like I said, you can get me at Bernard Johnson, Facebook, Bernard 1120 on Instagram, King BJ Fitness 32, KingBJMedia.com, KingBJFitness.com, 1987 BJ1 Twitter, Dollar 1919 BJ Cash App, and we got the other one at what's the other one? I got something else too. I'm not sure if we got something on LinkedIn, but like I said, just keep it. Everybody just have to keep a level head right now, level playing field. Things ain't exactly on up and up for everybody. So it is what it is. I mean, you know, and it is what it's not. But what's gonna be? What's gonna be? Shaq, you still there? Or what? I closed the daggone show down. I don't know if he's still there. He might have left. Hold on.
Yeah, he's still there. I know he's still there.
Oh, it's frozen.
Maybe he's
No, he said it's frozen. No, he said it's frozen.
Oh.
All right, I tell you what. I'm gonna call him because I'm gonna let him say his thing.
Can you hear me now?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
There you. I was just about to call you so you can say you.
Man, I've been frozen the last. Man, I've been trying to say something, man. The last
You
goddamn
were on
10
mute.
minutes, man.
You were
No,
on mute.
man.
You didn't block your mic because that's what
Man,
the icon showed us.
Yeah, Victor. AI is a bad brother.
I'm gonna do a show on
AI
AI next time too. By the way, gotta talk a little more.
AI is a bad brother, Victor. I'm telling you.
They talked about AI today at the UN conference with Biden too. By the way, but
That's interesting.
in matter of fact, India had told them they're not getting involved with Ukraine, and India got a virus going over there. I just gotta go look up all the details on it.
Who's not getting
India.
involved in Ukraine? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, we forgot to mention too, though, man. I know you mentioned about a lot of sudden deaths, man. You know what I'm saying? I chopped it back up with old Marcus, man. And, you know what I'm saying? You know, his mom
Oh yeah,
passed
Marcus.
away about
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
yeah. His
You
mother
said his
died.
mom passed away?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chopped
Well,
it up with him.
condolences to him and his family, for certain.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he said 68 years old. I probably was gonna get him. I actually tell you, Drew, I was gonna get him to get on the show and
He
actually
would have came on.
talk
He
about
would
this
have
a
came
little bit.
on. Because he actually, we had a good conversation. He mentioned something.
I get to talk.
Yeah, it was a conversation.
But
because he talked about Saudi Arabia. I want him to bring that Saudi Arabia stuff up. I think it was very interesting. How he's saying the Saudis taking over sports. You know what I'm saying? Buying up a
they
lot of
are.
sports.
Go look
So
at
I
soccer.
thought that was very interesting.
So when you gonna have the judge on again, Bernard?
I get with him. He in a Lakers thing. I actually thought about bringing him tonight, but then I didn't know anything about tonight. Actually, I set this link up probably about 15 minutes before actually less than that. Actually, about 10 minutes before I sent it to Shaq, and I told Shaq I was coming on. And then I got home and I said I'll work on the rest of it. So I had to just bring. Because the first topic we brought up was that fighter jet. That fighter jet, they claimed it disappeared or something. Like I said, you don't lose no fighter jet, man. Come on, man, stop this nonsense. But look, man. Hey, look. I'm gonna get about $5 to pee on my leg and tell me it's rain. Shit, fuck it. Because y'all can't be this damn stupid. But yeah, Shaq, since you old, man, shout out the information, man.
Oh yeah, man. You can get me on the Instagram and Facebook at Shaq_Edwards. Tap in with me. Victor, you still got your Instagram?
Okay, that's it. Okay, got it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I gotta. I got some searching. It's funny, man. You know, that's what happens as you start to age. You start forgetting stuff. So yeah, I forgot some stuff. So I may have to do another page though.
And the Instagram keeps you up all night, boy.
Yeah, that's
You
I
be
don't
scrolling
catch
on that
stuff.
motherfucker, boy. You be on that bit all night.
Yeah, I don't like social media.
But it's all good. But nevertheless, we'll get it together. I just want to say that people just gotta just say, look, man. Hey, look, like I said, man, you in the bag of your life, man. Hey, look, you either in or you out. In
I
or
just want
out.
to say shout out to everybody that was in the chat. I don't know how many people was in the chat. I know you heard Bishop call earlier. So
Bishop, you got
thank you
Jack
very much.
Stice and Dr.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
Stice
Washington.
yeah.
is
What's
in
up,
there.
Ty?
Okay,
Some
Bishop.
hovering around.
Okay.
Sometimes
Yeah.
people text me after and say good show or something like that. Oh, you know,
Whatever.
Right,
What
right.
happened to Monique to see?
I don't know. I gotta talk to her. But she hit me up one time. She said she was listening. So we'll see what's up.
Oh, okay. All
I
right.
can't.
Is
Some
Dawson,
people see it
Nurse
later. Some people.
Dawson?
Nah, she ain't in the chat tonight. But she'll probably watch it or whatever, you know. But it is
Okay.
what it is. Yeah, but if y'all like I said, man, everybody be vigilant, stay up. The fight is on. Keep it going. And I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all
As
have
your
a good
boy
night.
Wes
All
would
right,
say, we're at war.
We are.
man.
Take your time.
All right, peace, yo.